Seen life as a gift. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. It is the best possible approach to take to your lives when you operate from the position that every moment that you spend here is a gift. Oftentimes your lives can seem like a sentence and you have been told that your lives are a test. But what if you being here was the absolute most exciting experience you could be having? Trust us when we say that you knew you wanted the roller coaster ride of Earth before you incarnated here. Now, if you are truly grounded in your physical body and are consciously breathing, you have everything that you need to make the most of the moment that you're in. Practice mindfulness and being present. These are the approaches of the holiest of people on your planet. When you have an opportunity to experience something, and you invest all of who you are into it, that experience can become anything at all that you want it to become. This is how you create your reality. You don't create your reality just so that you can live something that you want to live in the future. You create your reality in the now moment that you are living. And then, with your consciousness, you can stretch out that moment so that it becomes your next now, and your next, and your next. We are suggesting that you begin to see life on planet Earth as a gift, and that you let go of the struggle. Releasing is a very spiritual act, but it doesn't mean giving up on living the life that you want to live. It means letting go of the idea that you are not living that life right now. Process your emotions before the shift. You are embarking upon a journey now that will take you through some experiences that you have set up for yourselves in order to elicit certain emotions. When you are in the midst of clearing and processing the emotions, please keep in mind that it is a necessary part of the process, and it is better for you to do it now rather than later. As the energies continue to bombard your planet, you are going to find it harder and harder to ignore that which is within you and needs to come out and out. At some point, you would find it downright impossible, but now, while it is only challenging for you to face these emotions, and you get to do it in your own timing, with the support of others and with the support of beings like us, we suggest you allow these emotions to flow through you. Now, if you have been suppressing your emotions or numbing yourself with drugs or alcohol, it's time to stop doing that. It's time for all of you here to lead the way in the shift in consciousness, to open yourselves up and let these emotions out. This is the way that you make room for the higher frequency energies. This is the way that you lead by example, and this is the way that you make the shift easier, more comfortable, and make it possible for the shift to be pure ecstasy and joy for you. It's going to be much harder for those who are not facing what they need to face within them and having done the work on yourselves. You are going to be the ones to hold their hands through the process. You're going to hold space for them now as we are holding space for you now. We also suggest that when you see one of your fellow awakened beings having a hard time emotionally, that you listen, support, and show compassion for your fellow traveler. It is through these types of actions that we'll come to a place where some of you were always doing the clearing and releasing, and others are always doing the supporting. And that is the world that you all want to be living in. That compassion will bring you into the fifth dimension. The journey of your consciousness. You are taking your consciousness to a place it has never been before, and you are restructuring your consciousness with every moment forward that you make. This is a journey of consciousness, and as you make your way through this universe, you activate different points within your consciousness, which requires you to then find ways of making everything work together harmoniously within you. When you bump into something that you have resistance to, or fear, or judge, that's when the lack of harmony occurs, and you feel fragmented. But now is the time where you are taking on much more and utilizing the activations that you are receiving appropriately so that you can handle more experiences. If you are feeling uninspired by life, if you are bored, if you just don't know what to do, we suggest that you seek out a new experience for the purpose of what that experience will activate within your consciousness. When you realize that what you are doing is not just for your amusement, and it's not just to learn something or experience pleasure, then you can go into the experience with the knowledge that it's going to bring something new and interesting to your consciousness, which will then lead to the restructuring and the need for harmony. So you can process everything in that way. You can begin processing more deliberately what needs to be assimilated, and you can bring about an evolution of your consciousness through experiences that you are choosing for yourself. If you don't choose the experience for yourself, then the universe will choose them for you. Your consciousness craves the expansion that can only come through experience, and when you run into one of these roadblocks of resistance, fear, or judgment, know that it means you just have a little bit more work to do before you can move on to the next experience and opportunity for expansion. You are going to find that this journey that you're on gets more exciting, has more twists and turns, and brings you even more opportunities for experience. So we recommend that you buckle up, pay attention, and ride the wave of the expansion on your consciousness. Everything will develop from that awareness of what is happening, and you will feel more and more like creator beings on a journey of expansion that you started and that you will continue. The progress that you've made. There have been enough instances on planet Earth of the human consciousness moving to a new level that you've all been desensitized to it. You no longer feel the steps forward that you make as you evolve because you have lived it so many times. You have experienced the growth, the expansion, and the evolution of your consciousness to the extent that it is now a commonplace occurrence. It might help if you were to think back to who you were many years ago, and if you can see how much you've changed over a large time frame. Then you can get a sense of the large leap forward that humanity has made. We know that you are all waiting for a final leap to take you into the fifth dimensional frequency range, but you don't have to wait for that moment in order to acknowledge and enjoy how far you've come. You have all gained tools and you have access to process and exercise that you didn't have access to just a few years ago. Now is a time when you can apply that knowledge you've attained. Now is a time when you can practice being fifth dimensional. You can practice holding a higher frequency for as long as you possibly can. You can acclimate your bodies to the higher frequency energies, and you can be patient and relax as you allow this process to continue. And in the meantime, join us in our appreciation and acknowledgement of the human race and the human collective consciousness. We can see the tremendous growth that continues on a daily basis, and we are so happy to be part of this process for you and with you. You are expressions of Source. You all are special and unique expressions of Source energy. You have more resources at your disposal than you often tap into. The depth and infinite nature of Source is at your disposal, and each of you has equal access no matter how you feel about yourself. Even a person who denies the existence of Source, denies their own eternal nature, has access to all that Source is. So imagine what you could do and how much you could access if you were to fully embrace your true nature as Source energy beings. Imagine how much more of yourselves you could bring to the party. Now, declaring yourself as Source could seem to be a bit egotistical. However, if you acknowledge that everyone else is also an aspect of Source, and you are leveling the playing field. The more you declare yourself to be Source energy in the flesh and encourage others to do the same, the more you demonstrate to others how easy it is to acknowledge. The idea of blasphemy, heresy, or hubris would scare off so many people from this message, this transmission. We are here to empower you. We are here to help you. And we have only your best interest at heart when we tell you who you really are. Now we know that you already know who you really are, because if you're receiving this transmission, then you have already come across the fundamental truth of awakening. However, it is easy to get caught up in your human lives and forget what you have access to within you. And again, you all have equal access, no matter what you think and no matter what you feel. Sometimes it is when you are having one of your darkest moments that you dive down deeply within you to access the flip side of what you are feeling, and you have a moment of clarity, a moment of oneness, a moment of full acknowledgement of who you really are. Big changes. It is very exciting to witness an evolution in consciousness like the one is underway with all of you. You are in the midst of a great leap forward in your evolution, and you are witnessing some of the effects of these tremendous changes. You are seeing more turmoil in the world and perhaps in your personal lives and certainly in your physical bodies, and all that has you wondering whether you are moving in the right direction at all. There are often growing pains that you experience when rapid growth occurs. There are adjustments that need to be made. Now, making these adjustments can be as simple as slowing down, resting more, and drinking more water. You don't need to slow down the growth, however, and you don't need to speed up in order to keep up with it. When you see turmoil in the world or in the lives of those close to you, or even in the lives of strangers, remember the power that you have within you to feel compassion and to offer unconditional love. What you are going to see more of in the coming months and years is a human collective that is supportive rather than one is divided. You are starting to recognize that even though you are diverse and unique, You are all the same at your core. And most of you who are awakened recognize that when something happens to another member of this human collective, it also happens to you. You can feel each other's pain, and when you band together, you can take away the pain that someone else or some group of people are feeling. You have the power within you to soften the blow of these enormous changes and intense growing pains. Remember that the next time you feel overwhelmed by the turmoil that you see and that you experience firsthand. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.